Adam arrived at the building, his curiosity piqued. The ornate lobby hinted at past splendor, and the musty scent of the dusty wooden door to apartment 3C contrasted sharply with the elegant surroundings. As Adam turned the creaky doorknob and pushed open the door, the world behind it unveiled its secrets. The interior was untouched since the day it was abandoned. Velvet curtains shielded the room from aging eyes, while a chandelier hanging from the ceiling painted shadows with its dormant crystals. On the left, a grand piano sat silently in the drawing room, its lid closed like a forgotten conversation. Every item in the apartment was a puzzle piece, hinting at the life lived here years ago. An ornate writing desk in the corner held unopened letters, addresses written in fine cursive, hinting at captivating tales and unsent emotions. Adam could tell these letters were never meant to be lost in time. In the bedroom, the four-poster bed with delicate lace draping is added to this ghostly marvel. A faded photograph rested on the bedside table, depicting a young couple, their gazes filled with promise, dreams, and secrets untold. Threads of mystery hung in the air as thick as the dust that settled in the room. Adam couldn't help but wonder who lived here, why they left so suddenly, leaving behind pieces of themselves in such a time capsule. He decided to immerse himself in the faded world once constrained by war and mystery. Opening one letter with trembling hands, his eyes scanned the words. "My dearest," it began, an echo of love never voiced. Each letter unveiled feelings as he encountered undiscovered friendships, family ties weakened by distance, and whispers of war that sounded like cries through history. But the deeper he delved, the more the shadows of this deserted apartment crept to life, almost breathing with forgotten tales. Anxiety prickled his skin as the stories written here hinted a strange serenity amidst sorrow, perseverance shadowed by relentless despair. Adam had always sought places where time stood still. Now he found such a place, and with it a profound sense of the past clinging to his very being. And as he unfolded each letter, he understood. Some connections run too deep, some stories too compelling to simply walk away from. The air inside the apartment was thick, pungent, heavy with age and memory. Dust hung in the beams of pale light slicing through the heavy drapes. It wasn't just dust, it was the breath of forgotten years. Everything had been left as it was. A makeup set beside a mirror, a lace shawl over a velvet armchair, a half-burnt candle frozen in wax tears. Then he saw it, a bundle of letters tied with a red ribbon, sitting atop a mahogany writing desk. The handwriting was graceful, cursive in deep blue ink, but the name on them was not a full name, just, "To Laura from F." Adam's heart rate elevated, not from excitement, but from a subtle, creeping dread he couldn't explain. For he had been searching for this apartment for months, guided by the whispers of his ancestors, by the secretive tales spun around campfires and over dinner tables in hushed voices. It was here, they had said, that the shadowy entity had left traces of its forbidden passions. Adam hesitated, acknowledging the eerie sensation that pulsed at the base of his spine. He was aware of the irrational fear, the sinister allure that compelled him forward. As he picked up the letters, the once still apartment seemed to breathe, a slight rustle as if its secret stirred. As he untied the ribbon, he realized the letters were dated during a turbulent period in history, a time of war and uncertainty, as though the ink itself was suspended in the chaos from which it arose. Adam read the first words, penned by F, a lyricism that depicted forbidden dreams and desires that transcended mortal understanding. The letters confessed to a love that soared above earthly realms, a love condemned by both fate and nature. As he read on, the room grew colder. Shadows lengthened, reaching hungrily towards him, pulling his attention deeper into the intimate revelations. The letters began to reveal something horrifying, a pact made in desperation. The writer had sought aid from dark forces to protect their love, and the price had been high. Souls were promised, destinies altered. Adam clutched the last letter tightly, feeling as if its ink had seeped into his very veins. The final message was a declaration of an unyielding curse, and it ended with a plea for forgiveness. one that could only be satisfied through a sacrifice, one that must be made by him, the only living heir. The realization hit him like a phantom's embrace. The apartment wasn't just a tomb of romance and despair. It was a trap, a bridge between worlds. His fate was sealed the moment he crossed its threshold. Now he must decide. Will he be consumed by its darkness or break free, possibly leaving the love affair to eternity's shadows? But freedom meant payment, meant a sacrifice he wasn't sure he could make, for love and redemption, or perhaps for himself. Adam placed the letter down and turned his gaze towards the mirror, his curiosity piqued by the cryptic warning. The key tape behind seemed to hint at hidden secrets. His heart raced, pondering the mysterious message from the veiled author, F. Ever since childhood, the allure of forbidden mysteries and tales of ghosts had seeped into Adam's imagination like ink into a sponge. The mirror, with its cracking edges and grandiose frame, stood ominously, a silent witness to secrets past. The chime of the grandfather clock resonated through the room, marking 8 o'clock. Adam contemplated. He debated the risk of staying or fleeing this cryptic casing of warnings and eerie reflections. Both escape and intrigue clasped at his consciousness like a vice. The room, dim with shadows dancing against the walls, seemed to breathe a life of its own. Adam, now wide-eyed, stepped back, clutching the old, rusted key. The sensation of the forgotten tale enveloped him like a smothering shroud. Suddenly, from beyond the mirror, a faint whisper echoed a ghostly lament, a soundless voice, yet potent enough to chill the air. Tension heightened as Adam felt drawn to the mirror once more. He longed to turn back the veil of obscured truths. At 9 o'clock, the temperature dropped, and misty shapes swirled within the mirror's depths. There appeared a spectral figure, not menacing, but sorrowful, a young woman, her eyes cast down, a plea unspoken. As Adam reached for the mirror, the figure seemed to beckon him, silent cries expressed solely in a glance. The key in his hand glowed faintly in response, its rust dissolving, revealing ancient carvings now ablaze with light. In the heart of post-war Berlin, where shadows lingered longer than the sunset allowed, Adam found himself standing at the edge of a mystery woven with whispers of the past. The old bedroom he inherited from his late grandmother held secrets as tangled as the cobwebs that clung to its corners. But none were as alarming as what he discovered in the heavy, dust-laden trunk. The photograph seemed innocent at first glance. Sepia tones washed over the stern countenance of a German officer. The young woman beside him appeared fragile, almost ethereal, with her cascading blonde curls strikingly light against the room's gloom. But while the image appeared innocent, the stories it held were anything but. Adam turned the photograph over and stared at the inscription on its back, the only witness to the murder. Each letter felt like a nail hammered into his psyche, sealing a coffin of truth and unrest. The year, 1941, left no doubt about the dark era it depicted, an epic of turmoil and untold horrors. His mind raced, desperately trying to piece together the narrative that had somehow become part of his inheritance. Who were these people? What murder did the photograph witness? Haunted by the potential implications, Adam knew he couldn't unravel this enigma alone. He sought out Ingrid, his grandmother's closest confidant, and perhaps the only living tie to the era the photograph represented. Ingrid's eyes, sharp despite her years, flickered with recognition upon seeing the photograph. "Your grandmother," she whispered, "was not as she seemed. We lived in a world of shadows and danger, Adam." The woman beside the officer was her, using her wit and beauty to navigate treacherous waters. That officer, her brother, was not a man of honor. The story unfolded, a tale of espionage, family betrayal, and a single act of courage veiled in deception. Adam found himself at the doorstep of Hotel Le Faucheur, its facade a ghostly shadow against the moonlit sky. He clutched the aged letters, now his only guidance, each one whispering secrets from a past riddled with mystery and terror. His heart echoed the rhythmic thump of the wind, as it wove through cracks in the building's stone walls. The doorknob was cold to touch, a chill that seeped through his fingers and curled into his bones. As he entered, the air grew dense, heavy with the scent of dust and forgotten stories. The grand lobby, once bustling with life, now stood still, the chandelier swaying ghoulishly above him. Room 7. Don't go alone. The words danced through his thoughts, insidious and persuasive. A broken sign guided him down the hallway, frayed carpet softly muffling his footsteps. As he ventured forward, the hotel's past seemed to unfold beneath his feet. Whispers of vanished guests rustled through the walls, their disembodied voices mingling with conjecture and fear. Adam paused before the door to room 7, its chipped paint and tarnished number a testament to the countless souls it had consumed. He hesitated, his mind replaying the warnings like a cautionary tale from folklore. Pressing forward, he turned the handle and stepped inside. The room was suffocatingly dark, the silence a consuming shroud save for a soft rustling, like paper thin as the veil between worlds. His gaze was drawn to a table, where a scattered pile of letters lay, identical to the ones he carried. As Adam rifled through them, a sense of dread anchored itself in his soul. Adam had always been drawn to the mysterious, the forgotten corners of the world that held secrets whispering just beyond the veil of normalcy. His latest venture took him to an abandoned hotel, its once opulent facade now reduced to crumbling masonry and shattered glass, the perfect location for an urban exploration documentary. But his real purpose was darker, a fascination with Room 7, infamous for its tales of haunting and strange occurrences. As Adam navigated the hotel's decaying corridors, he couldn't shake the unsettling sensation of eyes watching him. He approached the rotten wooden door of Room 7, its expanse of chipped paint and rusted hinges mocking him, daring him to proceed. The door surrendered with a groan, the sound reverberating through the hallway like a mournful lament. Inside, the air was thick and oppressive, as if the room swallowed light and life alike. Its contents held little, a broken mirror covered in grime and an armoire standing resolute against one wall, defiant of time's relentless march. Intrigued, Adam opened the armoire with delicate care, revealing a singular note folded meticulously, paper yellowed with age. She died here. Laura never escaped. Apprehension twisted within Adam's stomach, yet he couldn't deny the thrill of the enigma unraveling before him. Then, without warning, a chill crept along his spine like icy fingers tracing all too familiar pathways. Footsteps echoed faintly outside the room, soft, deliberate, and then stillness. His breath caught, suspended amidst the pervasive tension, as a primal instinct screamed that he was no longer alone. Summoning every ounce of courage, Adam emerged back into the hallway. It was empty, nothing betraying the presence he felt so keenly. But a deeper fear blossomed when he turned back to the mirror's cracked surface. For a fleeting moment, one brief, heart-stopping second, he saw her. The dim glow of the street lamp cast shadows that danced across the cobbled Parisian streets, hinting at secrets long buried. Adam's breath clouded in the cool night air as he stood before the imposing facade of the building that housed the mysterious apartment 3C. He was compelled by an irresistible force, his obsession with Laura's chilling tale, a macabre tapestry of deceit, betrayal, and psychological warfare. Adam began to delve deeper into the enigma, driven by the cryptic letters that hinted at Laura's tragic fate, and the sinister machinations of the officer she had once seduced. The letters were a labyrinth, each one leading him further into darkness as he pieced together fragmented whispers of espionage and manipulation. He sought counsel from historians who, with brows furrowed, traced the faint outlines of Laura's involvement in the French resistance, a courageous hero with nerves of steel, whose beauty disguised her cunning intelligence. Interviews with aged resistance fighters painted a portrait of Laura as a lioness surrounded by wolves. Her reputation for seduction was legendary, yet it was her strategic mind that won her accolades among the clandestine operatives who fought the oppressive Nazi regime. As Adam spoke with archivists, their fingers trembled over fragile documents, echoing the terror of a time when every spoken word was a potential dagger poised to strike. It was then that Adam stumbled upon the most chilling discovery. The orchestrated disappearance of Laura was a game played by a ghost, a German officer only presumed dead, a man with a vendetta so deep it bound him to her even beyond the grave. Adam envisioned the officer's silhouette lurking in shadows, a puppeteer weaving psychological torment with letters filled with insidious intent, driving Laura into a fortress of solitude. Apartment 3C had become Laura's sanctuary, yet ultimately her prison. Her presence dissolved into myth, an echo of whispers amongst tenants who recounted tales of haunting cries piercing through walls, reverberating into nightmares. In his relentless pursuit, Adam understood the horrifying truth. The officer's mastery of illusion led Laura to a fate unrecorded yet deeply felt. Her body was never found, disappearing like a specter lost to time, her spirit haunting the corridors of apartment 3C. Adam had plunged into a world of mystery ever since that first letter arrived. Written in an exquisite cursive, each stroke seemed alive as it danced upon the page. Little did he know that he was about to embark on an adventure that would slowly unravel the very fabric of reality itself. The letter was nothing ordinary. Signed F. It spoke to him as if the paper was breathing, each word echoing within his chest. It spoke of hidden truths and secrets buried deep within the vast caverns of forgotten time, but it left Adam yearning for more. As the author, Adam had published the story, sending its cryptic messages to the audiences hungry for tales beyond the mundane. Then the unexpected happened. Adam received a response from the mysterious letter sender. This time, the address was not a post office but his own soul. The letter was short, yet brimmed with a venomous curiosity that dared Adam to peel away layers of his own life. "You've learned only half the story. The rest lives in you," it read, and deep down, he knew he was only a pawn on a board ruled by enigmatic forces. Adam's gaze fell upon the mirror in his cramped apartment, a mirror that had always been a mere reflection. With each step, the air thickened, and shadows danced with urgency across the confines of his room. His trembling fingers traced the mirror's edge, into the space where walls met the abyss. Behind the mirror, the truth awaited, a truth coagulated within the confines of a yellowed envelope. As he reached, the envelope crinkled, whispering the secrets it held. Adam tugged it out, a perch of destiny now nestled within his grip, chilled with the anticipation of forgotten whispers. He pried open the envelope and bore witness to the unknown. There lay a photograph frozen in time, a snapshot of Adam, seemingly fresh from that very morning yet colored with the hues of perceived unreality. "You are now the witness," the message uttered, sealing his fate. In that moment, Adam understood. He was no longer just a storyteller but a participant in the web of mysteries tied to this universe, his reflection not just a mirror but a door. The thin layer separating his everyday reality from the surreal had shattered, leaving him tangled within the interwoven threads of the clandestine tapestry of time. The end.